Okay, I think this song is actually tuned in a drop C, but I've been learning this off some tab, which allows you to play it in standard tuning, so you don't have to tune all the way down if that's an inconvenience. In terms of rhythm, this song is pretty simple, but you can have a lot of fun playing it. So I'm going to do the rhythm section, and I'm also going to do the lead break licks that go on top of it all the way through the song. Okay, so we'll start off with the rhythm, which is based around three main chords. You've got E, C, and A. So the rhythm is it's pretty simple. You're just going to hammer downstrokes in kind of a punk style, just on these chords whilst you're changing them. So I'll give you an example. As you might have been able to hear, I do put some inflections on there just when you're changing between chords, and also to make the rhythm a bit more interesting. Sometimes when he's playing the E chord, you can play it like this, barring across the second fret as well. He sort of plays the open E, accents the open E, and hammers on to the third fret like this. That sort of thing. Very basically, if you don't know the E, A and C chords, E you can just play by barring your index finger across the second fret, leaving the E string open. C, you've got third fret on the A string, and then fifth frets on the D and G strings. And then A, you're doing the same barring thing on the second fret, but you're leaving the A string open as well. So that's the rhythm for most of the song. When he's actually singing the line "Go with the flow," you'll be playing these chords. So that's your power chord shape that you're using for your C. Move that up 2 frets, so it's on the 5th and the 7th. But instead of just playing the A string on the 5th fret, you're going to be barring the whole 5th fret. So you've got 2 notes on the 5th fret and 2 notes on the 7th. Then shift that whole shape down, so you're on the 3rd and the 5th. Use that chord, and then just the E that we were talking about earlier. That'll see you through the chorus, and that's pretty much the rhythm guitar for the whole song. Like I said, fairly simple, but you can do a lot with it and have a lot of fun. The lead, however, is completely different. It's quite difficult because you're working with a lot of notes that don't sound quite right on your own when you're trying to practice them, and it's also got some very odd timings. This song also leaves a lot of room for improvisation. So I'll teach you some licks that you can use. I'll teach you the introduction riff that they sort of play in every single performance of this song, and I'll teach you sort of the scale that they're using. So to start off with, the introduction goes something like this. Starting on the 12th fret of the G string, and this first little bit is played very, very quickly. So 12th on the G string and then 13th. You can even hammer on if that's going to be quicker for you. Then you're jumping to the high E string, 12th, and then 15th and 12th again. Then moving to the 12th on the B. And this next little lick is going to appear quite a lot in this song. So that's 12th, 13th, 15th, 13th and 12th. So up and down that little section again on the B string. Then jumping to the 12th on the G again. Don't stay on there too long because you're back on the E string. 12th fret, 14th fret on the E, and then you're bending it up. It's not a strong bend using sort of all 3 fingers, it's just sort of a quarter tone bend using your index finger. Then play it down again. and then you're jumping to 17th fret on the B string. Then you're going to do a full bend on the 17th of the high E using all your fingers. So when you put it all together, so that's the first riff that the guitarist plays on pretty much every performance of this song, whether live or it's on the record when you want to play along. I'll teach you 3 or 4 licks you can hear appearing throughout the songs, but they vary in the order they appear, and sometimes they're just improvised. So the next one is pretty basic. It's that reoccurring riff I told you about. That one, and then you just jump onto the 12th fret of the G string and just hold it there. The next one, you're on the 15th fret of the high E, 12th fret of the B, and then 12th fret of the high E, sort of picking repeatedly. Next one after that is this one. So that's 13th fret of the B, 14th fret of the G, 12th fret of the B. The next one usually appears about halfway through the song, after the first few choruses, starting on the 12th on the B and sliding down to the 9th fret, then to the 8th, 7th, and then just play the 5th. The next part is quite a long lick. You could describe it as a solo, but there's pretty much a lead break over the whole of this song. So it goes something like this. So that's a full bend on the 15th fret of the B, full bend on the 14th fret of the G, standard note on the 14th of the D, and then a slide from the 14th to the 12th, then jumping to the A string on the 12th, sliding down to a 10th, and then a 10, and then a hammer on to a 12 on the low E. Then a little pause whilst you hold the 12th. Then you're back on the G string on the 11th fret, and then play it again, sliding down to the 9th. That's pretty much all of the licks that I've managed to work out, listening to the song and listening to them appear, but the scale they're using with some added sort of discordant notes is so that's your major pentatonic shape, starting with its root on the 12th fret. Then they add in some extra notes in the reoccurring riff, for example. And then the intro riff is obviously including the 13th fret on the G as well. So that's rhythm and most of the lead covered. So once you've kind of got to grips with that scale, you can throw in some of the licks that I've taught you, and then also just improvise and have fun with this song, really, because it's a great song to play along to.